Welcome to the Deep Dive. Here we dig into sources, research, all sorts of material, really, and pull out the key insights for you.
And today we've got uh, a really gripping story. It's quite something.
Yeah, normally we synthesize from lots of different places, but this deep dive, it focuses on one incredibly compelling narrative, told from two very different perspectives.
Exactly. We're going to unpack this really complex, interwoven story. It reveals some, well, pretty chilling things about hidden abuse, manipulation, and maybe surprisingly, a kind of justice.
We'll be following Millie, who's desperate for a job as a housemaid, and Nina, the wife in the house, who seems, well, eccentric maybe. Their lives crash together, and things escalate fast.
Jaw-dropping is a good word for it.
So our mission today is to pull out the insights from these connected stories. We want to help you understand what was really going on in this household, the secrets they were keeping.
And I mean, the extreme lengths people will go to for freedom or survival or even a really twisted kind of revenge.
It's quite a journey, so let's dive in. So let's start with Millie. She is truly a rock bottom when we meet her.
Yeah, the sources are pretty clear. She's living in her, Nissan calls it Casa Nissan, which tells you something right there.
And she just lost her waitressing job, right? Because
She smashed her fist into the nose of one of her coworkers. Yeah? Not great when you're on parole.
Exactly. She says, I couldn't let that happen, meaning like get sent back.
Yeah.
So this job, this Winchester job, it's everything.
It's her lifeline. She literally says, I would give my right arm to get this job. That level of desperation is key here.
And it definitely colors how she sees things from the get-go. She goes for the interview, meets Nina Winchester.
Who just screams wealth, right? Painfully expensive clothes, that fancy caramel-colored leather sofa.
And Millie feels so out of place, she even wears fake glasses, fake tortoiseshell glasses, trying to look less, I don't know, threatening.
Yeah, less like herself, maybe. It's interesting, this idea of hiding right from the start. Sets the tone, doesn't it?
It really does. And the house itself, instantly unsettling for Millie.
Oh, yeah. First, there's the daughter, Cecilia, 9 years old.
Gives Millie an immediate chill. She looks like a creepy Victorian ghost child.
Millie even thinks there's a 25% chance she's going to murder me in my sleep. I mean, that's quite a first impression.
And then her room, this tiny attic room.
Crappy, dangerously low ceiling, window looking out the back where nobody would be able to see me.
And that lock, that weird lock on the outside of the door.
Huge red flag. But what does it say about how desperate Millie is that this place still feels like a palace compared to her Nissan?
It says everything, doesn't it? And then there's Enzo, the landscaper.
Right. The big guy, muscles, tattoos, seems mysterious.
And he gives her this tiny little nod when she first leaves, almost imperceptible.
Like he's trying to warn her. It's subtle, but it suggests, something's not right here, and maybe he knows it.
So Millie starts the job, and that feeling of unease, it just grows.
Definitely. Nina's moods are all over the place, wildly unpredictable.
1 minute warm, the next accusing Millie of losing PTA notes or something.
And she's incredibly messy. Millie calls her a slob, which clashes with the whole wealthy image. Plus, all those pills in the bathroom.
Yeah, tons of prescription meds.
Ah.
And meanwhile, Cecilia has these bizarre demands.
Oh, the food stuff. The dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets obsession.
And asking for an abalone sandwich. What even is that? Plus, Millie finds out about the severe peanut butter allergy the hard way.
It's just chaos.
Yeah.
But amidst all this, you have Andrew Winchester, Nina's husband.
Who comes across as, well, the opposite. Incredibly handsome.
Yeah, several levels more attractive than his wife, apparently. He's polite to Millie, compliments her.
Even helps her figure out the dinosaur nuggets, which is kind of funny.
But Nina sees this. And her reaction is intense. Her lips twitch, her eyes narrow. Just pure jealousy.
She even calls out Millie's fake glasses, suggesting she's trying to look less attractive and threatening.
Right. It's more than just, standard marital tension. It feels pointed, manipulative, maybe, on Andrew's part. More revealing of Nina's insecurity.
Things definitely start getting complicated fast. Andrew starts dropping hints about how unhappy he is.
He admits Nina is not going to get pregnant, kind of out of the blue.
And then he watches Family Feud with Millie late at night. Seems innocent enough.
Until Nina finds them and calls Millie a trampy servant. Ouch.
And then Millie overhears Nina's friends talking. PTA gossip.
Yeah, this is crucial. They're talking about Nina's weight, how Andrew never adopted Cecilia.
And the bombshell that Nina was locked up before in a loony bin.
for supposedly trying to drown Cecilia in the bathtub after drugging her.
Which, as we find out later, is a very specific distortion of the truth.
Exactly. It paints Nina as unstable, dangerous, which serves someone's narrative, doesn't it?
It sure does. Then Andrew steps things up. The New York trip.
Right. He gives Millie tickets to a Broadway show, Showdown, then coincidentally goes with her.
And Millie wears one of Nina's dresses. A form-fitting cocktail dress.
Which Andrew keeps complimenting. He's really blurring lines here. He tells Millie they haven't had sex since that doctor's visit, that the marriage is basically over.
And they end up sharing a hotel suite. Andrew's really reeling her in.
But Nina's watching, always watching.
Yeah, the psychological games ramp up. At dinner, Nina just drops it. I'm sure you never got food like this in prison, did you, Millie?
Boom. Andrew didn't know. Millie realizes Nina knows everything.
She thinks, I have just made a dangerous enemy. And then the playbill.
The Showdown playbill, left on Millie's nightstand. Chilling proof Nina knew about the trip, the hotel.
And then the supermarket incident. Falsely accused of shoplifting.
Because of an anonymous phone call describing her perfectly, Millie knows it was Nina.
It feels like Nina's pushing her, testing her.
Or maybe setting her up for something. It's hard to tell at this point. Then comes the big confrontation.
Andrew tells Nina he has feelings for Millie. I have feelings for Millie.
He says he doesn't love Nina anymore, wants a separation, kicks her out, says it's his home, balked before they married, mentions the prenup. Brutal.
Nina leaves, furious, hissing at Millie. I will never forget this, Millie.
And Millie, she wakes up in the master bedroom. It looks like she's won, like she finally has the security she craved.
Andrew's talking about firing Enzo, changing the locks. Seems like a new beginning.
But it's a trap.
A horrifying one. Andrew lures her into the attic. They make love. And then
Click. He locks the door from the outside.
Millie's realization. The door isn't stuck. It's locked. Just awful.
And then the torture begins. It's genuinely sadistic.
He makes her balance these heavy books on her stomach for hours. A guide to U.S. prisons, the history of torture, a phone book. Symbolic torture.
And reveals the hidden camera. She's constantly watched. He forces her to use a bucket as a toilet. Utter dehumanization.
But in that bucket, she finds something.
The pepper spray.
And Millie, pushed way beyond her limit, finally snaps.
She waits by the door. Pepper sprays him right through it when he opens the slot.
Then she manages to lock him in the attic, steals his phone, and just leaves him there.
Leaves him to experience the same torment. It takes 5 or 6 days before Nina finds his body.
Wow. Okay, so that's Millie's side. But then part 2 flips everything on its head.
Completely. We find out who the real architect of Andrew's demise was. Nina.
And her so-called hotel stay. The time she was supposedly in the loony bin.
That was actually her first time being locked in that attic by Andrew. He'd been doing it for a year.
A year?
Yeah.
For things like her roots showing.
Unbelievable, right? He'd demand 100 strands of her hair with the follicles before he'd let her out. He starved her for eating cake once.
This wasn't erratic behavior from Nina. This was survival under prolonged, systematic abuse.
Exactly. He soundproofed the room so no one heard her scream. And the threats against Cecilia.
If Nina left, Cecilia would pay the price. He explicitly threatened her daughter.
And used the peanut allergy against her, too. Kept peanuts around, sometimes put them in Cecilia's food just to torment Nina.
That's monstrous. And the death letter.
Prepared by his lawyer. If he died, a letter goes to the police detailing Nina's unstable behavior, framing her. He thought of everything to keep her trapped.
So Nina was desperate. She tried to escape before, right?
Many times. Tried to run, couldn't get away with Cecilia under threat, tried to find Andrew's ex-fiancée, Kathleen, for help, but couldn't.
And then her best friend betrayed her.
Yeah, Suzanne. Nina confided in her. Suzanne promised help, but then told Andrew Nina was crazy. That's what landed Nina in Clearview Psychiatric the first time. Imagine that betrayal.
Just compounds the isolation. But then Enzo.
Enzo, the landscaper, she finally confides in him, and he drops his own secret.
He speaks perfect English. The broken English was an act.
Yep. Just to avoid dealing with housewives, as he put it. But his motive to help Nina is deep. His own sister, Antonia.
Was killed by an abusive husband, so he wants justice. He gets it.
He totally gets it. He agrees to help Nina and Cecilia escape.
They start planning, setting up safe deposit boxes, new identities.
2 boxes, actually. New IDs, crash. They had a real plan.
But Andrew finds one. The Tracy Eaton identity.
Right. Plan A is shot, compromised, which leads Nina to Plan B.
She tells Enzo, I have to kill the bastard. But she can't do it herself because of that death flight.
Exactly. If she kills him, she's immediately framed. So she needs someone else to do it.
Millie.
Millie. Nina didn't just hire a housemaid. She hired an assassin without the assassin knowing it.
She knew about Millie's past. The boarding school incident, the coworker assault.
Paid a PI for a full background check. She saw Millie's history of reacting violently under pressure, her lack of attachment.
No children, no attachments, nothing he can hold over her. She can leave. Nina saw her as the perfect tool.
A terrifyingly calculated move, and she set the whole stage.
The fake migraines, letting the house become a total mess.
All to convince Andrew they desperately needed help.
And the pregnancy thing, that was planned too.
Meticulously. Got an IUD so she couldn't get pregnant. Then lied to Andrew's mother, Evelyn, knowing she'd gossip.
Which led to the fertility specialist appointment.
Where Andrew finds out Nina can't conceive, which makes him want a child with someone else even more, pushing him towards Millie.
Wow. The level of manipulation is breathtaking.
She put Millie in the attic room deliberately, gave her a key, left the pepper spray in the bucket knowing Andrew's methods, tracked Millie's phone to confirm the NYC trip.
I hired her to kill him. She just doesn't know it. Chilling.
But then in the end, when Millie has locked Andrew in the attic, Enzo calls Nina.
He pleads with her, right? Says something like, you'd let her suffer like you suffered.
Yeah, it gets to her. Nina comes back, finds Andrew dead.
And Millie's terrified, confronts her. You left the pepper spray, didn't you?
Nina admits it, admits she hoped Millie would kill him. But then she tells Millie to run.
And calls the police herself, taking the blame.
To protect Millie. It's this strange, dark solidarity between them, forged in Andrew's abuse.
And the detective who investigates. Connors. There's a twist there, too.
A big one. He notices the bruises, the missing teeth on Andrew's body, things that don't quite add up.
And reveals his own daughter, Kathleen.
Was Andrew's ex-fiancée, and Andrew abused her too.
So Connors basically lets it go, rules it an accident.
He implies it. A quiet kind of justice, maybe, from his perspective, protecting Nina in a way.
But the final, truly horrifying piece comes from Andrew's mother, Evelyn.
At the funeral, she mentions knowing about the missing teeth.
And then confesses she pulled his baby teeth out with pliers when he was a kid as punishment.
Yeah, there's always a punishment when you break the rules. And tells Nina, I'm glad you stepped up and taught him a lesson.
Oh my God, the cycle of abuse. It started long before Nina.
Generations deep. It adds this whole other layer of darkness to Andrew's character and the family dysfunction.
So in the end, Nina gets away with it. She's free.
She is. Sells the house, gets Cecilia safe, starts over. Changed forever, obviously, but free from Andrew.
What a deep dive. Seriously, we started with what looked like a domestic drama.
And ended up in this incredibly dark maze of hidden abuse, long game manipulation, generational trauma.
And people pushed to the absolute edge for survival. It shows how little we might know about what's really happening behind closed doors.
Absolutely. How appearances are just that, appearances. And how the fight for freedom can lead to these shocking, unexpected alliances and outcomes.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How well do we ever truly know the people around us, their hidden histories, what they're capable of?
Yeah, and maybe what we're capable of either becoming or confronting when everything is on the line. It's a disturbing thought how many stories like this might just never come to light.